Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining your virtual drinking buddy. So tonight I am drinking a beer. I'm really excited about this beer because it is a sign to me, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it incorrectly, but it seems to be a sign that that Beer Drop is expanding their footprint a little bit, and this is a beer from Ohio, out of Westlake, Ohio actually, Sibling Revelry Brewing. I looked up the directions just because I wanted to see where it was located in Ohio. I've never been to Ohio, but it doesn't hurt to know where things are located, and I thought I should take advantage of that. That's one of the things that always pops up before you even make it to the website. It offers a link to a website. Google Maps usually can give you directions, or you could just look at the map. And it looks like it's just outside of Cleveland, really close to Lake Erie, so probably a pretty good location. It looked like maybe about a mile away from the lake, so I don't know how well of a view they would have of it. I don't know the layout of the town, so anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Anybody that's familiar with the brewery already knows that, but for those of you that are not, Westlake is just outside of Cleveland, right off the shores of Lake Erie, it looks like. And this is what they have to say about this particular beer. This is Third Wheel. It's a Belgian-style triple ale. It weighs in at 9.2% ABV and an IBU of 25. The king of the hill. You can run, but you can't hide from this golden Belgian triple brewed with a lot of malt, a little candy sugar, and authentic Trappist yeast. Just like Uncle Mike chasing Uncle Todd, you'll lose your breath to this bitter but sweet beer with a fresh, yeasty aroma and full, malty body. Starting subtle and finishing strong, this high alcohol treat is both dry and sweet, making it odd man out. So that's an interesting little description. It looks like it's one of their year-round offerings. And I appreciate a good... not want to put that on the table just in case it rings. It's a thing about phones. Even when you get the ringer turned down, I always keep the vibrate on just so that I can get some sort of notification that I have an incoming message of one form or another. But yeah, you leave it on the table and it becomes quite noisy, which is what you're trying to avoid by having the ringtone off. The pour is pretty nice because I poured it on the side. Obviously, there isn't going to be a lot of head on it. But what head there is, it looks like it's white. Nice yellow in color. A lot of bubbles coming up off of it. And you can smell the yeast from this far away. So from foot and a half away, I could smell it. Yeah, and it's definitely got plenty of malt to it, so there's only one thing left to do. Cheers. Whew. Oh, that is strong. The first thing I noticed was the booze. I was hoping it wouldn't be that prevalent, but it is. But it finishes sweet, and you get a little bit of that yeasty flavor. I better have another drink. Yeah, you pick up a little bit of the malt too. A little bit of the sugar. You definitely pick up the yeast, which is kind of like the signature of Belgian ales, at least as far as I can tell. But at 9.2%, you definitely notice it. They didn't add a lot of stuff to cover that up, which is probably for the best, because sometimes you cover up the boozy flavor, but what you're left with is a really rich flavored beer. And sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that. excuse me. This isn't as, not nearly as boozy as the barley wine that I had here within the last couple of weeks. Excuse me. Ooh, plenty of belches with that. I think the difference with the barley wine one probably really pushed that one over the top is that it was aged in a bourbon barrel. Whereas this, I think, is just strong. And so you notice the alcohol. It tastes like a strong beer. Whereas that barley wine, all I could taste was bourbon and oak. And of course alcohol. So definitely a much better... I don't know if barley wine is technically beer, but I'm going to call it beer. This is definitely a much better beer than that barley wine. Other than it being strong, I probably wouldn't drink a lot of these in a night. I'm sure I would like to believe in the tap room. Maybe they serve it in like a smaller glass, maybe like a little tulip glass or something, so that you're not getting too much of it at once. But I don't know. Maybe they pour you a pint and let you deal with the consequences. Probably something I would have as a starter at the beginning of a night. Like on a cold night. Like today it's actually pretty cold and drizzly here in good old Iowa. But, yeah. It'd definitely be a starter and probably wouldn't go back to it just because it's a good beer. It doesn't go down the easiest just because it's so strong and it's noticeable, but it's still good. Be a good starter, get you warmed up, and then you could probably go on to something a little bit lighter in the alcohol category. I really do like that finish, though. Yeah, so that's a really good beer, and I'll show you the can again, just in case anybody's interested in hunting them down. It's Sibling Revelry Brewing out of Westlake, Ohio, and this is Third Wheel. So, alright, well, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button below. If you know anybody that would like to watch beer reviews, go ahead and tell them about my channel. I think they'd like it. And this is the Malted Gentleman reminding you, you only have one liver, so use it wisely.